Hello, everyone. This is PGTV, and coming up next, Sports Central. Stick around, everyone. Neil and Mark will be back right after this. And welcome to Sports Central. I'm Mark Jackson, my co-host, Mr. Neil Sick Duncan. How are you today, buddy?
Well, I got a little lower voice, a little more tone to it.
It's all this flying around to Las Vegas, trying to make the county some money. And
well, we got an exciting event in 2014, the World Shoot coming in, and we were in Las Vegas working with some of the leaders in the shooting industry, of course, talking about gun safety as well. So great partnership with Universal Shooting Academy, but we're looking forward to it. This first segment of Sports Central brought to us by Harry's Old Place in Winter Haven.
It's one of your favorites.
It is one of my favorites.
Harry in the Bag. You love it. You gotta love it.
I don't know that I've
You've never...
No.
Been in the bag, had it in the bag?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Okay. We're moving right along, everybody. We have some of our, and we always look forward to this. Every single year, when we bring in these celebrity guests, we have the opportunity to speak with the Junior League of Greater Winter Haven. It's an organization dedicated to bettering the lives of our local citizens and, of course, a focus on children. We have a very special event that we get to talk to Lauren Jones and also Nicole Rowe. How are you guys today?
Doing well.
Good. Pregnant.
Thanks for having us. Yes.
Captain Obvious in the house, as always with Mark Jackson.
I was hoping I could hide behind the but
well, it's all right. It's all right.
But one of God's gifts. You got to be grateful for that.
Absolutely. Right, and another one of the great gifts is the Light Up the Night Corporate 5K event, and that's coming up real soon. And what's that event all about?
Yes, on February 22nd, a Friday night at 6:30, we're going to have a 5K downtown Winter Haven. And we're also going to have food truck rallies, a band. We'll be serving beer and wine. It'll be a really fun event. It's our fundraiser for the year.
Well, you caught my attention when you said food truck rally.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the event.
Beer and wine.
Well, that got his attention, but the food truck rally, what is that for viewers that may not know?
Yeah, it's kind of an up-and-coming trend I found, very popular among Tampa, Orlando. We actually have one in Lakeland that's been a monthly deal that 10 or 15 trucks will come, and there's about 2,000 people. So we're trying to bring that to Winter Haven.
Right.
And we've gotten a lot of interest among the popular trucks. They serve gourmet type items, if you can imagine. Some of them do, and people follow them around from different cities. You can find them a lot on Facebook. They have a pretty big following, so we're excited to bring it to Winter Haven.
Well, let's get to the date. This is Light Up the Night 5K. And exciting time, but Friday, Saturday night?
Friday night, February 22nd.
Okay, so February 22nd, starts at 6:30.
Yeah.
Is that the race, or is that kind of the festivities, or tell us a little bit about what's happening?
The race starts at 6:30. You can register on active.com. Then following the race, about 7 o'clock, we'll open up the food truck area and the band will start. And we'll have beer and wine, as I said, so it'll be a fun after-party celebration.
Oh, it sounds like a great time, and of course it's at Central Park, downtown Winter Haven, the site of so many special events, and you ladies have been working feverishly.
This is our first year with this new event, so we've definitely gotten with the City of Winter Haven. They've been great, as well as the police department, to make sure that it runs as smooth as we can get it to go. The route is actually, for those of you who have done the Shamrock Run, we're going to do the similar route, but it will be It will be dark.
Yes.
So wear, glow sticks, be ready to run in the dark.
Now, are you going to run?
I'm going to waddle.
Well, I mean, a lot of people, and the reason I ask that is a lot of people do walk. So you don't have, it isn't necessarily a 5K run. You don't have to run.
You don't have to be that avid runner to participate, and it's a family event, right?
Right. Yes. Some people are going to bring strollers, some people are going to walk, jog, it's open to everyone, different activity levels, everyone's welcome.
So, so you can bring your walker if you need to.
You definitely can.
Okay.
Walkers are welcome.
There you go, Mark.
Wow.
What do the proceeds of this event go towards? Because we know that the Junior League, with all the different events that you guys do, it goes back into the community.
Yes.
What does this specifically go towards?
It funds several different projects. Currently we have teacher grants going, A Mother's Voice, and Family Fit Fest. So several different community projects that we have going on, and those will be evolving in 2014 as well.
Tell our viewers a little bit about A Mother's Voice.
Yeah,
It's
this is
an
really neat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unbelievable program, and a lot of folks don't really know anything about it. But
Yes.
just Sheriff Grady Judd has stepped up to the plate, but the Junior League has really done a marvelous job with this. Tell us
Yes,
about it.
We're really dedicated to strengthening families and supporting children in any way that we can. So what A Mother's Voice does is the league members will go into the jail and speak with incarcerated women and record them reading a book to, on some sort of recording mechanism, and then they take that CD to the child.
Okay.
And they can listen to their mother reading them a book. And it really just kind of helps the family bond there, and the women are eager to do it. It's as a result of good behavior and things like that. So it's
Great
something-
program.
Yeah.
So this is all about bettering the lives of women and
Right.
children in Polk County, and the Junior League does an awful lot throughout the year. The mission is to give back. It's a
Right.
service organization. How many people do you have in your including the provisionals and so on?
Yeah, I believe right now we have about 60 members, and we're always looking for new, members to come join our league. And it's a fun group of women. Some of us work, some of us don't. Some of us have kids, some of us don't. So it's really a dynamic bunch. We welcome everyone.
Now, in regards to this specific event, are you looking for volunteers to help run it? I know that you said you've got 60 or so members or
Yeah.
affiliates, but you probably need more than that to run an event like this. Are you looking for volunteers?
Yes, we will be accepting anyone who would like to volunteer.
You have a website too, right?
Yes.
They can go to, which is?
www.jlgwh.com.
And again, this is the Light Up the Night 5K, February 26th, starting at 6:30. Then there's the food truck rally afterwards, and then beer and wine for Mr. Jackson here.
Yeah.
But and again, the food truck rally, it's not. I hate to say it this way, but it's not carny food. It's not carnival food.
Right.
It's more of like a sit-down type style food, but it's out of the truck, right?
Yes, yeah, and that's why the popularity has increased. I feel like because the food truck menu creativity has just blossomed, over
Right.
the years, and it's like a little mini restaurant on wheels.
Wow. That'll be nice. And it's a beautiful spot downtown too. February 22nd, weather's going to be just about perfect like it is right now, 75, 76 degrees. Not that I'm predicting the weather, but that's the average, that's the normal
Yeah.
for that time of year. And what's really interesting, Neil, that week has probably got to be one of the busiest weeks of the year for Polk County with sports. With this 5K, we have Major League Baseball, the Tigers starting, Russ Mat Baseball kicking. I was going to say kicking it off, but throwing out the first pitch. So, it is. You're in good company. You probably get a lot of college kids down there looking for a good meal out of the trucks.
Yeah, we hope so.
So, a little on the personal side. What do you guys do for a living?
I am Risk Management Director for Midstate Machine and Fabricating. It's an industrial construction company in Lakeland.
Okay.
And I handle marketing for Tucker Paving. We're a total site contractor based out of Winter Haven as well.
Well,
Bruce Scamahorn is
Yes.
involved in that organization, one of our Hall of Fame members.
Yeah, and obviously Mark's question there, alluding to the fact that this Polk County community is so good at coming together, whether it be on the personal side or the business side, in reaching out for kids' activities. And we certainly thank you for your efforts, and we look forward to this event on Wednesday, February 20th. And give us that website.
Friday,
I'm sorry,
February 22nd.
Friday. Registration deadline is Wednesday, February 20th, but the event is Friday, February
Yeah.
22nd.
Neil's a little bit under the weather.
I got a lot of medicine going on right now.
Where I was going with all of that is there is also a corporate component. There's a most spirited prize or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, we've really encouraged office groups to put teams together. There's a little bit of a discounted rate if you have a team of 5 or more. So we found that a lot of companies are like, hey, let's get everybody in the office to go, and
Right.
we've gotten a lot of sign-ups that way. So
Okay. Well, there you have it, everybody. You get to actually meet Lauren and Nicole in person. So make sure you check it out. January 22nd, the race starts at 6:30 downtown Winter Haven. Wow, great segment.
Yeah,
But there's
absolutely.
more to come, everybody. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back right after this. Stick around, everybody.
Perhaps a further demonstration of my powers is necessary.
Well, the one thing we wanted to do was try to keep him from getting it, and I thought we did a very good job. Front him when we were small with Brett, try to keep him from getting it when Brant was in, do a lot of double teaming on him, and hope other guys miss shots, but their point guard, their number 5 is really good too. He's really, really good, and I thought we did a good job the second half containing him. Well, I think it's huge. I thought our crowd was great. I thought we had a good student section. We need more. We need more of that second semester. Bad thing is semester's over and we got 2 more home games, but we need that because it does really help. I thought it helped our guys when we started making the comeback. The crowd got into it, and we need a lot of that. We need more people in Lakeland to come out and watch us. This was 2 pretty good teams going at it today. Got down, we're down 14 in the second half, and we made a run and got back in it and ended up pulling away there. And I think that shows our guys that, the game's never over. And also when you play very good teams like we just played, and we've played all year, they're going to make runs. We were up 28-20. They went on about a 30-10 run. We finished it with a big run. That there's going to be a lot of runs in games, and you can't get too down when, I thought we got a little bit down, but we bounced back and did a good job. Been around our program, we've been down before. The way we play up and down. You're going to give up big leads, and you're going to come back on big leads. And I think our guys that have been around understand that we're never out of a game, no matter how much time's left. We were down, I think, 14, and Cam hit the 3. Kind of got us going. And then Lamar hit 2 big threes. Kevin got to the basket. We got a couple steals. Dom hit a huge 3 in the corner, with about 1:45 left. Those are all big baskets for us. Well, I think the big thing is for us is getting healthy. We've got 2 guys out right now. We've had, Brett Bailey's been out for a while. Is getting guys healthy back to practicing every day. As far as the team is dribble containment, keeping people from getting in the paint, doing a better job talking in rotations, getting back in transition and finding a guy to guard. Might not be your guy, but finding a guy to guard. We give up a lot of baskets in transition because we don't talk and rotate to the right guys. Those are areas we got to get better in, and then rebounding.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. For those of you just joining us, I'm Mark Jackson. To my right, to your left on your radio, TV dial, that is, Mr. Neil Duncan. Sniffles.
Sniffles. We'll go with Sniffles. A little bit of a cold here, but I'm working through it. This segment brought to us by Contempo Vacation Homes, a new partner with Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing, and we'd like to thank them for their partnership.
Absolutely. You can breathe that way if you want to.
No, I just well, we got a great guest coming up in this next, a couple of great guests.
I was going to say, too.
What's that?
I said we have two great guests.
We do, and it's something that was exciting. It was a new product to Polk County last year, and they're back this year, and we couldn't be any happier about it. The Lakeland Raiders, and we got some fantastic guests here with...
I had a blast last year. Absolute blast. You're right down there with arena football. You're right down there, next to the boards. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they come in your lap. Sometimes they go smashing into the boards.
Sometimes you got a duck. There's a football go whizzing by your head.
Yep, and it's a great season last year. With us, Michael Mink and Tanya Jete. Did I do that right?
Jete.
Okay, you're French.
Yeah, a little.
Okay.
Mainly my last name.
Yeah, at least 50%, right?
Well, welcome to the show, and Coach, a great inaugural season last year. Couldn't quite get past that Florida Tarpons team, but you got that remedy this year, right?
Yeah, most definitely. It's tough to be the league-owned team. Sometimes. We definitely. Last year losing our quarterback. When we were 4-1. Our starting QB, there's not much left out in the wire after that. It made it tough. So we struggled the second half of the year. We led the league in rushing, and we just couldn't get past one club, But but this year we're going to get past them.
Absolutely. Off-season changes. What are we going to see out on the floor this year?
Well, last year we were actually #1 in the league in game day operations. Had the best game day environment, like you touched on that a little bit in our conversation.
Yeah.
We really went hard after our staff, delegating. Last year I had too many hats on, so we were able to, to delegate the business side. We have a lot of interns, like Tanya, from Florida Southern, that are on board this year, in different aspects, communications, public relations, marketing, advertising. So we've really beefed up our staff. And then also with the football side, Fede Hazafefa, my GM on football operations, has done a tremendous job for me to make decisions on our team this year with camp coming up here on the 16th.
Camp's coming up on the 16th. First game is?
For our first game on the road, we played in Georgia on March 4th on, I think, a Monday night.
Is it the same team?
No, new team.
This is a new team.
Playing in Dalton, Georgia.
Georgia Rampage, right?
Yeah, yeah. And there'll be a good ball club. It'll be a good test on the road first game. But then we come back on March 9th, and that's our opening night against Sarasota. So, hey, we get our first taste of Florida to get that W against the Florida team.
Yeah, but you've got a special promotion that you just announced for that first home game that deals with kids and a project that's near and dear to your heart. Tell us a little bit about that and what fans are going to be expecting that night.
Yeah, I'm big on domestic violence against children. I'm on the board, and I actually got voted Champions of Children, and on the board. And one thing when these kids are, when they're brought in, that I've witnessed is that, the thing that makes them comfortable is when they're getting medically examined is to get either a blanket or a stuffed animal. So we're going to offer promotion to all kids. Bring in, I know kids have tons of stuffed animals,
right,
and their moms and dads are always saying, you got too many stuffed animals,
Right.
Yeah.
I do that with my daughters, I've got 3 bags in my car right now we're delivering today. If you bring in a stuffed animal, the kid gets in free.
Okay.
And then also the adult who purchased a ticket with that kid, we're going to donate $1 to Polk Education, and also $1 to the Children's Home Society.
That's fantastic. And again, that is the first home game, which is March 9th, there at the Lakeland Center against the Sarasota Thunder, correct?
Yes, sir.
And they're not a bad seat in the house. I mean, there are some, you get right down there, and some of the corporate, you still doing the corporate boxes and all that this year?
Yeah, the corporate boxes, we actually only have 7 left. So
wow.
If you want a box, I mean, they're going like hotcakes in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, because you get food delivered still this year and drinks and all that.
Yeah, we're going to have all the staff is going to be in actual. Raider wear, so all the personnel out there instead of Lakeland Center wear. We're going to have a social deck this year, which is new. So it'll start at 5:30, 2 hours before the game. Be a live band going on. Bernie Little distributing, sponsoring the deck.
I know where he's going to be.
Yeah, so and I think they're going to have a band where you pay like $15 and it's all the food and drink you can eat, and while you're there, and it'll be a pregame thing. Doors open at 6. Then for the box holders this year, with the Johnson Company and Sperry and Staffen, who's going to be the VIP title host, and we're going to have a VIP room, and in there we're going to have some free drinks for the box holders, some free samples of food, plus some pre-ordering menu stuff, and a nice little area to conduct business with a client.
Fantastic.
That's what
I was going to
Tanya,
do.
you obviously Florida Southern is near and dear to our heart, and probably has the best one of the best internship programs, in Central Florida. Okay, going to school, you have an opportunity now to intern to work with a professional football team. What is that like?
It's amazing. I never thought that advertising, I could get into an internship that had to do with like a football team or a sports team. So it opened up like a whole world of possibilities, and I mean, I'm enjoying it. Like, the people I work with are great, and the team is great. Well,
there's a gentleman that part of the Polk Senior Games crew that are coming up next couldn't make it today. Dwayne Hopkins, fantastic marketing professor over at Florida Southern. He's retired now, but you had an opportunity to meet a real marketing guru, academically and practically as well. But they have a great staff over there at Florida Southern.
Oh yeah, the teachers are great over there.
Yeah, super stuff.
Yep, they help you a lot.
Michael, the new this year, Raiders for Kids Youth Football.
Oh yeah, and I'm excited about that one. I mean, last night we had a coaches meeting. I had 42 coaches show up wanting to learn arena football from that program. We partnered with the Polk County Youth Football League, so we're going to have 12 teams, but we're going to have 3 divisions. We have from 8 to 16 years old. So it'll be 228 players total in the league, 19-man rosters. We have Polk City in the league, Arbondale, Bartow, and Lake Gibson. So
really,
yeah. So
you got them spread out all over the place. That's awesome.
It's great. The families, be there. We start at 8 a.m. On Saturday. You'll see me down there DJing and PAing for a couple hours.
Putting on one of those many hats that you wear. Yeah.
I mean, are you playing in the arena?
Huh?
Are you actually playing?
Yeah, they play before us
on the field.
They play us before us. Our rules.
Home games.
We specialize the rules. Like, we had a coach meeting for 3 hours last night at Lakeland Center. I had 42 coaches there. We had game plans going over. They start practice this week. In the first weekend, they had over 100 kids sign up in the first announcement, and we're going to have, First Friday, this coming Friday, is Lakeland Raiders present Central Florida Sports. So we're sponsoring First Friday. So we'll have all our players and dancers downtown. The youth teams will have signs down there, because we've got a lot of emails from families that their kids want to play football during the spring. They might not be a baseball player or a basketball player. But it's an opportunity to also enhance their skills with passing, because it opens up the field a little more. And versus if you watch a lot of youth games, it's pound of football or running, you know what I mean? Well, this might help develop this quarterback skills and receiver skills a little bit more to give them an advantage in the fall.
Well, I'm very excited about it. I know you and I talked about it. We're working on it last year, and because of the timing, there wasn't enough time to get everything going, but excited to see that this year at the Lakeland Center. And then they also get a ticket into that night's game, correct?
Yeah,
Is that part of the deal?
The kids get season tickets. Yeah. The kids get a shirt, Raiders for Kids shirt, that they can wear around school and show that they're help promote our team. And they get to meet the players. We go to their practices. Each one of the coaches have been assigned to a team. So we'll attend practices, and our players will get out there and help mentor these kids. And we've already done that with Lake Gibson, team. So it's going to be good for our players as well as our coaching staff, and all of our fans.
That's great stuff. Returning player, familiar faces this year that are coming back.
It's it's going to be a tough roster. Fetty's made it tough for me, to even make choices right now. We have that fan day on the 9th. We're going to have a practice. We did it last week, or another tryout camp. It's wide open right now. I mean, Kendrick Stewart, on a D line, is a solid staple. Manir Manake, Manakil, the D tackle, the nose guard, he was all league last year.
Well,
He's
let me
back.
stop you. Kendrick was from Lakeland.
Yeah, from Lakeland.
Went up to Florida State and played,
yeah.
and came back and played in his hometown arena. So
That's pretty
that's
cool.
a neat story.
Yeah, and in that type of story, because right now, I don't know if you know, we're shooting. We shot a TV pilot. I came up with an idea. I've had a couple movie offers I turned down. My story with my mother, and me owning the league and now owning the Raiders. Kendrick Stewart's a perfect storyline because he gets up at 4 in the morning, goes to the gym. He's at Publix all day stocking shelves. Then he volunteers at JV coach at Lakeland, where his alma mater was, and then he's out at our practice. You know what I mean? So we don't have a guy like an Ocho Cinco that slaps his wife and gets in a Ferrari and supposed to feel sorry for him. You know what I mean? These guys.
What's that country song?
We get these guys' dream starts here because and their dreams end here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And we sent 3 players to NFL camps last year. I don't know if you know that. The Dolphins, Jags, and the Chargers. So from the Raiders.
Well, Tanya, with your story or with his story and the way the whole organization started, it's got to be easy on the PR side to have content to put out there. What are you guys working on as we head into the next season?
Well, we're working on trying to get the team more involved with Florida Southern and some of the surrounding colleges, but trying to get the students to go to the games and feel like they're more a part of the team.
Oh, fantastic!
So.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because my goal, coach, is really, I was telling her is I want Florida Southern to have a football program, and I want to be their first head coach.
There's an awful lot of schools. Weber really started the trend, and Southeastern and Warner.
Well, the good thing about that is you don't have to recruit very far.
Yeah,
there's a lot of talent
in Polk County.
I love to. I'll put it out there right now. I'd give somebody else coaching job to the Raiders, and I want to build Florida Southern's program into a national program.
Well, you heard it. You heard it here
Right
first on Sports Central.
News release,
That's
latest and greatest,
That's right.
here on Sports Central. Well, you've got an interesting schedule coming up. First game, of course, against the Georgia Rampage away game, then the Sarasota Thunder, the Florida Tarpons at home, which is going to be
the Achilles heel for you last year.
Yep, the Miami Sting home, Central Florida Vipers, the Corpus Christi. That's a new team, isn't it?
Yeah, the Texas. They're a good ball club.
Okay.
The Fury.
And Missouri Monsters.
Yeah.
Out of Missouri, not just a name.
Right outside of St. Louis.
Okay.
I believe St. Charles, Missouri.
Road trip.
Yeah.
So the footprint for this arena league has really grown.
Yeah, we're trying to be in this, the southwest, and stay that, it's good football. You know what I mean? Southeastern Conference, our Corpus Christi is our Texas A&M.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's Southeastern Conference football kind of. Lakeland's big Gators.
Yeah.
You got the Gator shirt underneath your jacket right now. So. And we got some Florida Gators this year that are gonna be announced on the squad in our training camp. So we got guys from a lot of schools: Florida State, Miami, Florida, USF. So we're well represented. And
Well, give us the website and how they get tickets.
Website's www.lakelandraiders.com, and you can call 855-RAIDER-1 for winning #1 for winning that championship this year.
855 Raider 1.
Yeah, Tanya's got some gifts for you guys just to
Some
start
sweat
out.
rags.
Some Raider rallies.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you.
I mean, you guys had some characters up in the stands last
so-
year, all
Thank you.
dressed up, and it was awesome.
Take a look at that logo. If you've never seen the Raider logo, it's pretty cool, and it's nice to have you guys back here in Lakeland, and we're looking forward to your goal in the first season was to go get that championship, and that Florida Tarpons team got in the way of that. But like Lakeland High School, you're not rebuilding, you're reloading, right?
Well, this year our quarterback position was a tough position. We got B.J. Hall, who was a Toronto Argonauts in the CFL and a great ball player. And we got Chris Hart, that was former Weber and was a Seahawks camp, behind him. So, and we got another quarterback out of UAB. So, we're loading up at the quarterback position. And
Fantastic.
And DeAndrew Rubin from the Bucks, wide receiver in the Storm, he's going to be coming out because BJ's a friend of his. So we're excited. It's going to be a tough camp, and it's going to be a tough spot to make.
That's awesome. Great entertainment, great family fun, lots to do outside of just watching the game. And that's one of my favorite parts about going to a game. It's family friendly, it's affordable, and it's fun.
Absolutely.
It's great stuff. Well, ladies and First of all, I want to thank you
Yeah.
two for coming out, and best of luck in your internship.
Thank
That's
you.
that's awesome.
Well,
Florida
we
Southern.
appreciate it. And one last note, just in case you don't know, but last year the big issue was parking was $7, and if you buy a season ticket right now, the Raiders are buying your parking.
Awesome.
I mean that's almost, if a $55 season ticket, parking's $42. So I mean it's $13 for
Season tickets only $55.
$55 for end zone, and we're buying your parking on top of that.
Geez, that's like your
That's a
lunch
good
bill.
Yeah. So come on
Wow.
and get us
Okay.
some season tickets.
Michael and Tanya, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank
we
you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
We're looking forward, and we're going to look forward to the first game. Wow, exciting stuff, everybody. Well, rodeo. We talked about it last week.
Here it comes.
And they didn't disappoint. It was a great rodeo.
The rodeo monkeys.
Yep, Lakeland Pro Rodeo, Famous Tate Pro Rodeo, and they
Yep.
did have the rodeo monkeys. My very favorite
Favorite aspect of it.
of the rodeo monkeys, riding dogs, and then they herd sheep.
Well, why don't we take a look at some of that footage?
I think it's some great stuff. Check this out, everybody. Mark and Neil, we'll be back right after this.
Besides the 7 major events, bareback riding, saddle bronc riding, steer wrestling, tie-down roping, girls barrel race, we also have the finals for the top 12 junior barrel racers in Florida, the WPRA approved barrel race. They perform tonight for their finals. We also have a special thing, and it's called a Gators Boys. They will be wrestling a 10-foot gator in the arena. Now, you've seen it on TV, but now you get to see it live right here at a rodeo. Returning is Wild Thing with the monkeys riding the dogs. That's a fan favorite, so they will be here both nights, tonight and tomorrow night. Bull riding is the most dangerous event. The hardest event physically on your body would probably be bareback bronc riding, but as far as danger is concerned, bull riding is, because bulls weigh from 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, and they step on you, they can hurt you, or they can hurt you with their horns. So actually, the bull riding is the most dangerous. Expect outstanding livestock and outstanding cowboys tonight and tomorrow night, going for around $30,000. Contestants this weekend, there's about 300 of them split up in 8 events, besides the Contract Act, the special events that we call, like the Dog and the Monkey and the Gator Boys. But other than that, there's 8 events, and there'll be around 300, a little over 300 contestants. Contestants come from Texas, Louisiana, most all the southeastern states, but we have some cowboys coming from Texas, even a couple coming from California and Utah. Rodeo brings good, clean family entertainment to Polk County at affordable prices. So this is a sporting event, an entertainment event that everyone in the whole family can enjoy because it's good for the grandfathers, grandmothers, aunts, uncles, and also 2 kids get in free with each paid adult.
Our rodeo supports the TAMCO Foundation, which is founded by Mr. Jack Thompson, Embracing Florida's Wounded Heroes. We have a silent auction in our VIP room, which our sponsors visit, and we raise money for them that way.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. Mark Jackson, to my right, Mr. Neil Duncan.
The rodeo. There's nothing better, right?
Oh, it's awesome.
I mean, it's one of those things you circle on the calendar in January that you want to attend. Hey, this third segment brought to us by the Hampton Inn at Lakeland South there at the Lakeside Village, and another one of those fine sponsors that make this program possible.
Great place to stay, too.
Yep.
Wow.
Good show so far.
We had an unbelievably successful Florida Senior Games, state of Florida.
Yep.
But the best one, actually it should be leading up to that, indirectly it is, Polk County Senior Games. You get some unbelievable athletes, and we have 2 unbelievable guys joining us this afternoon.
Absolutely. Bud Hollowell and Rudy Gittens are with us. And
Dr. Bud.
Excuse me.
Yeah, PhD.
PhD.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, when I had hair.
But you guys are, of course, a great interview last night on the radio version of Sports Central on Talk 1430 WLKF, and glad to have you guys in the studio today to talk about the Polk Senior Games, and that's February 23rd through March 11th, and some fantastic activities. If you guys want to let us in a little bit of what the Polk Senior Games is all about.
Well, first let's start with our sponsors, because without them,
absolutely,
none of this would be
absolutely
possible, especially being a nonprofit organization. As you know, this is our 21st year. When you have an organization of this magnitude operating for 21 years, you must be doing something right.
Yes, sir.
And I'm proud, I guess you can hear that I'm proud to be a part of this organization. I've been with them for 19 years. The thing I enjoy about it, we have something for everybody. We start at age 50 up. When I say up, I mean up.
Way up.
Way up. 50. Like, for instance, we have a lady. She participated last year in the 100-yard dash and the 50-yard dash at the age of 98.
98?
Wow.
98.
Wow.
Holy cow.
There was nobody.
And I heard she was throwing elbows and knocking people down, too. Is that right? That's what he said last night on
because
radio.
They were getting in her way.
It's tough to whine when you see stuff like that.
But it's really the spirit of it.
Right.
You know, the fact that her just coming out there and running, not jogging, running. She had no one to compete against, so they put her in the heat with younger people. I don't remember what place she came in, but she did not come in last.
Yeah.
And she loves it. And she also is a bowler.
You must have been running in that race.
So I think with our sponsorship and the spirit of it, that's what has made our games so successful.
Well, of course, Publix Charities is one of your main sponsors.
Big time.
Right.
And then we have the Sykes family. And then we have Charles P. Smith. He's an investment company.
Right.
And without those 3, we can always use more major sponsors.
Right.
We call them our medal sponsors. But we do have other sponsors, individuals. Could be a church. I've partnered with a friend of mine, and he and I sponsor softball. $500 we kick in, and we have about over 30 some odd different events. and maybe with the exception of 3 or 4, every one of them have a sponsor. So that's another thing that makes our game so successful. We have people that come from all over the United States to participate in our games.
Yeah, it's not limited just to Polk County citizens. It is the Polk County Senior Games, but you don't, it's an open.
It's open.
Tournament. Talk a little bit about some of the events. You have to be 50 or
50
or older to
or
participate.
50 that year.
Okay, before the end of the competition.
Yes.
Year. Right. Okay. We know about track and field, bowling, archery,
tennis,
what else?
golf,
Tennis,
fishing. Yeah, fishing. Rifle,
Scrabble,
archery, Scrabble,
euchre.
You couldn't possibly win at Scrabble with these guys.
Hey, Words with
They will
Friends
beat
is
you
training me. It's an app on my phone.
euchre.
You bring a game with
euchre,
you.
right? There's card games.
Card game.
That's a northern game.
For those hardcore billiard people, I played billiards 1 year. I lasted 1 game.
Really?
Got cleaned me out. They got like 150 guys all carrying their own cues, and it was awesome.
It's not like walking in a.
There were
the regular
There
stuff.
were 33 people over the age of 90 competed last year. 33 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Over 90 years
Over
old.
90 years old.
And I wonder if there's a correlation between their activity and their age, right? I mean,
No question about it.
it's staying active, and this event it's gold, bronze, silver. The 3 places are awarded in every sport. And now, is there an entry fee to compete, or tell us a little bit about that?
The entry fee is $10. And there are some extra fees based on the facility. We have like a facility fee, like
on
bowling.
different sports, right?
I am the event manager for bowling.
Okay.
And there's a $3.50 fee for that, so it would cost you $10.
Plus
$13. Yeah, plus the
$13.50.
$3.50. And then each event after that is $3, and the most you can spend is up to $28. You can get in as many events as you want to, but it's going to be on the athlete to determine
on how much you're. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
what they.
How many
they
athletes
can
are we
do.
talking about here?
We expect over 2,500. A couple of years before, we had 2,600 and change participate in our games. That's a lot of people.
About 650 volunteers to make it happen.
Well, let's talk about that real quick, because volunteers are very important to an event like
Very.
this. How do they get involved with the event, either to register for the event or to be a volunteer for the event?
Well,
you
the
go
best
to
way,
website
the best way would be to call our office.
Okay.
That's 863-533-0055. And Dina Wilbur, she's the executive director, and she has a staff as we speak working in the office, because the applications and registration forms are coming as we speak.
Okay.
And we have a website, www.polkseniorgames.org.
polkseniorgames.org. Or if you don't have a computer, you can call 533-0055 and ask for Dina. She has been around a long time, knows her stuff. But the volunteers, referred to the corporate sponsors, are critically important. And you just can't say enough about them. So many people take them for granted. They make it happen. Right. But on the other side of the ledger, you have the human resources, the volunteers. Over 600 volunteers dedicating something they never get back, and that's their time.
It is a great party. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. You're out there just playing. It is such a good time. And watch out for the old guys. You never know who's going to show up. I mentioned on the radio yesterday. I was throwing the javelin a couple years ago, and I threw pretty well. I'm out there throwing my guts out, trying to be competitive. And some woman about this high in the 70 to 75 group beat me by 20 feet. Man, threw the javelin out in the parking lot.
I don't think I'd say that on TV.
Well, it was like Joe Humble. I mean, all of a sudden, I got to go practice.
Well, I had a similar experience as Neil knows. Last year, we had a guy versus girl tennis match, and I got spanked pretty good.
He learned a lesson in not opening your mouth, and he got humbled himself, right?
Oh, it was a lot of fun and a great time. And I know the senior games.
Yeah.
Is there a headquarters? I know your office is in Bartow,
right.
But is there an event headquarters, or is it just based on every different venue that you're using? How does that work?
Each venue has an event manager.
Okay.
And it's up to that event manager to pick up the T-shirts. Now, that's another thing. In addition to getting signing up in your registration, every participant gets a free T-shirt.
Really?
Really. So, like, I'm going to be responsible for picking up probably over 200 T-shirts for my bowlers.
Right.
And this is for $10. That's the entry. $10.
$10.
And it's all over Polk County, and it's 2 weeks. There's 2 weeks of activities, so you can sign up for all kinds of things and spread them out over 2 weeks.
Does it take place? Talk a little bit about some of the venues and what time, so people want to come out and say, hey, I'm kind of interested in this, and maybe I'll get involved next year, but I want to check out the competition. You can go to the website and get the schedule, but what are some of the big venues that you'll be using?
Well, we have swimming and we have bowling here in Lakeland, not here. And then we have areas in Bartow where there's events, Lake Wales, Mulberry, you name it, different, all over.
And if you go to the website, there's a full listing, right?
Yes.
And then your registration is now,
right?
And then the deadline is February 6th.
February 6th, that's the deadline.
Okay.
And everybody gets a book, and everything you need to know is in the registration and rule book.
Hold that up for us, if you would, Rudy, and turn it face to the camera.
Way. Here we go.
Right.
You got your phone number in there, Rudy.
Yeah.
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 I don't know if we're gonna with the white showing up there, but yeah, that is the Bible of the Polk Senior Games, right?
This is the Bible, and I strongly suggest that you call that number, and they will automatically send you a book. We've had over maybe 6,000 of these books printed up.
Really?
Fantastic.
Really.
That's phenomenal.
Really.
Well, we're excited about it. We appreciate your time coming here on Sports Central last night, calling into the radio version, and we look forward to maybe sending the camera crew out and getting some footage of the event, and maybe you can report back to us on how things went.
That'd be great.
Yep. And the results will be in the Ledger as well, one of our great partners.
Yes.
They do in fact, Lenore DeVore competed in the Florida State Senior Games in powerlifting. So I imagine she's going to be involved in this one too. She's a big fan.
Yes.
I was in the
powerlifting.
I got blown away in the 100-yard dash, and I was laying out on the high jump pit a couple years ago watching the last race of the day. I mentioned this last night on the radio. 2 guys running, one was 92 and one was 94, running the 200 meters. And they were running.
They weren't jogging, they weren't
jogging,
sprinting.
they were running. And I ran. That takes all the whining out of everything. You got to buy shoes and get yourself going.
There's no excuses,
a great
right?
tennis player,
I was a great tennis player.
I have a feeling.
Well, he wasn't a great tennis player last year.
I could take some lessons from you, Rudy, because.
Well, we have the serious competitors, of course.
Yeah.
But then we have some sports and events that are for the sedentary, checkers, chess.
Social activities.
And I found. I'm 80, but I found the secret to longevity is having a sense of humor, having the ability to laugh at yourself. And we have great fun. It's great fun.
Yeah, that is so important. There's what is that proverb? A happy face makes a glad heart.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't remember which
Very zen.
which proverb it was, but anyway, it is what it is. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Always a pleasure, and I'm going to get out and check out some of the action. Not that I'm over 50, but I'll report back.
You could have been competing for a long time, Mark Jackson.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a local update, which is coming up next with Steve Barnes. Check this out, and Neil and Mark will both be back right after this.
Welcome to Local Update. I'm Steve Barnes, here to tell you about some great upcoming events taking place across Polk County this month. Snowbird Extravaganza returns to the Lakeland Center on January 29th and 30th. This fun-filled event includes hundreds of exhibits, keynote speakers, interactive feature areas, and world-class entertainment. Admission is free to all. The Independent Softball Association will once again host their Adult Winter Nationals over 3 weekends. Adult softball teams from across the country will travel to Polk County each weekend for this Winter National Championship event. The Warrior Dash 5K hits Lake Wales on February 2nd, This fierce running series is held on the most challenging and rugged terrain across the globe, with 12 seriously challenging obstacles ranging from mud pits to climbing walls, tightrope walks, and fire pits. Registration for the event ends on January 29th, so register today. The FYSA Florida State Premier League will be held at Lake Myrtle Sports Park February 2nd, 3rd, and 9th for the boys U16 category. The Florida State Premier League allows for the most competitive teams in the state to expand their competitive play with consistent, high-quality competition. The 9th annual Budweiser Smoke on the Water barbecue competition returns to Winter Haven on Saturday, February 2nd as the 2012 Florida Barbecue Association State Championship. Entertainment includes the Cypress Water Sports Ski Show, live music, and much more. Admission is free, but there will be a small charge for parking. Funds raised will benefit the Citrus Center Boys and Girls Clubs of Winter Haven, Lake Wales, and Haines City. Chalk artists young and old will decorate Lemon Street in downtown Lakeland in the Chalk for Charity Festival on February 2nd from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Professionals and novices will turn the streets of asphalt into an outdoor art display. The funds raised from this year's event will go to fund Lakeland Knights of Columbus Global Wheelchair Mission and the Lakeland Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association. The Ramon Theater music series continues with 3 more musical performances at the Ramon Theater in Frostproof. February 2nd features Friends of Jazz with 50s and 60s tunes by the likes of Buddy Holly, Elvis, the Everly Brothers, the Rolling Stones, and the Beatles. February 9th features a Roy Orbison tribute artist by Mike Brilhante. The Broadway show In the Mood comes to the Lakeland Center on February 5th. In the Mood presents a retro 1940s musical featuring singers and dancers with the sensational String of Pearls Big Band Orchestra. Sit back and relive the music that moved the spirit of a generation. Senior Softball USA will host their invitation-only Tournament of Champions, February 6th through February 10th. This will mark the 7th consecutive year the event will be held in Polk County, and it is considered one of the most elite tournaments on the senior softball calendar. Fantasy of Flight's Legends and Legacies Symposium series kicks off with They Dared to Fly, February 7th through February 9th. This unique event features the rare opportunity to join several of the original Tuskegee Airmen as they share their personal experience of wartime military service during segregated America, with an open forum question and answer session. The Lakeland Center presents an evening with George Jones on February 7th from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. Enjoy an evening with The Possum as he takes you on a journey through his hits, including If Drinking Don't Kill Me, Her Memory Will, The Grand Tour, and He Stopped Loving Her Today. The FHSAA Regional Wrestling Tournament for Class 1A will be held February 8th and 9th at Tenorock High School. The top finishers of the tournament will advance to the State Wrestling Championships, which will be held later in the month at the Lakeland Center. The U.S. Adult Soccer Association, in collaboration with the Florida State Soccer Association, brings the 2013 Winter 7 vs. 7 Cup to Central Florida, February 8th through the 10th. The event will feature over 500 participants, including men, women, and co-ed divisions, ages 30 and up. Opening rounds will be held on Friday and Saturday, with the semifinal and final to be held on Sunday. The 2013 Pass Florida Winter Meltdown comes to Winter Haven on February 9th. This racing event will be 200 green flag laps and will serve as the first event of the 2013 Pro All-Star Series. Drivers from across the country come to battle some of Florida's best super late model drivers to compete for a $6,000 purse. Gates open at 10 a.m. The City of Lakeland Parks and Recreation presents the Bear Lay Memorial Championship, February 9th through the 11th at the Bierman Family Tennis Complex. This USTA Florida sponsored event serves as a great way for young tennis players to participate in a weekend of friendly competition against competitors from around the area. Well, this has been a quick glance at what is going on around Polk County this month, and I look forward to seeing you at some of these great events. Until then, find out more details about all the events I just mentioned at visitcentralflorida.org, centralfloridasports.com, or by downloading the new Explore Central Florida app for your Apple or Android device.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. I'm Mark Jackson. To my right, Mr. Neil Duncan, and wow, what a great show! Some super guests.
Absolutely, and some great events coming to Polk County. And you know, it's one of the great things about what we do at Tourism and Sports Marketing is we're involved with so many events, and they're fantastic.
230 some events.
Yeah,
this coming
exactly.
year, yeah.
This segment, fourth and final segment, brought to us by Days Inn, Lakeland North, another one of sports marketing, tourism and sports marketing partners that make this show and our program possible.
Absolutely, Neil. And you know, we do have some great events. They've as well as some of the other partners have made it possible for a lot of these events to take place here. And one of those events coming up is the Warrior Dash, and that's always a big one. Last year, 13,000. Yeah, 13,000. That is athletes participated in that out at Triple Canopy Ranch, which is just east of Lake Wales. And if you want more information, you can visit the Warrior Dash website, and you can also you can go to visitcentralflorida.org, or for quicker response, centralfloridasports.com, and we'll get you there one way, shape, or another. But the Warrior Dash coming up, the date February 2nd, so that's going to be some action, not just to participate, but to watch.
Well,
it's an obstacle, it's a dirty run.
Yeah, that particular weekend is going to be full because you got the Warrior Dash on the 2nd. On February 2nd and February 3rd, you've got the FYSA Florida State Premier League, their event going on at Lake Myrtle Sports Park. Also that week you have 11 teams from around the state of Florida, boys basketball teams coming into Bartow High School for the annual Stinger Shootout presented by Mosaic and Under Armour and Bright House Sports Network. This is kind of a precursor.
Oh, that's coming up. That's
the first and second.
Well, then the state championships.
The districts start the next weekend, and then a few weeks after that, you have the FHSA state finals at the Lakeland Center. Of course, the weekend before that's the girls. So still home to boys and girls state basketball finals at the Lakeland Center, as well as wrestling. So some fantastic events getting ready to go at the Lakeland Center.
Well, some stuff that's not at the Lakeland Center, that's been a unbelievably busy place. I was out there last week, and actually I was there 2 days in a row. One for the rodeo, checking stuff out, and the gun show, which was they said one of the busiest they've ever had.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was real exciting. Took my son Hunter out. We had a great day. Great day, father and son. But some other stuff that's coming up. We have a big race, the 2013 Pass Florida Winter Meltdown. It's the Auburndale Speedway.
Yeah, fantastic event there. On Saturday, February 9th, the Yellow Jacket Stomp Adventure Run. Another one, we're getting these runs right here in Polk County. A lot of running events. But as Mark mentioned before, centralfloridasports.com or visit centralflorida.org for a listing of events. And we're going to have to wrap up the show.
Yeah, we have some people to thank first.
Yep, Hollywood Window Tinting and Signs, Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill, Best Western Auburndale, as well as Parkview Hotel in Winter Haven, and Sunsplash Vacation Home, some of the partners who make this show possible.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. And many thanks should go out to the Board of County Commissioners, of course, County Manager Jim Freeman, as well as the PGTV production crew. They are unbelievable going out in the field and getting the rodeo monkeys and other special events like that. But our next live show, everyone, if you can't get enough of Neil and Mark, you can check us out every single day. Every day. Just check your polk-county.net. Go to PGTV. It'll be listed there. But until February 8th, which is our next live show, same bat time, same bat channel, thank you so much for joining us. Mark Jackson for Neil Duncan. We'll see you again next time.